Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the Summer League has officially come to an end for the Chicago Bulls. There is no more games to be played. We are now left sitting here wondering how it went. Ultimately, was it a big disappointment? Was it a big surprise? What did we learn? A lot of things to discuss here, but the Summer League is always an interesting time because you get to learn stuff, sure. You get to watch people you've never seen for the first time, sure. But it doesn't always translate to the NBA level. And that's the first thing we need to take note of. But let's discuss what we saw from the Summer League in this video. But before we get any further, if you do enjoy the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know what you guys think about the Summer League experience for the Chicago Bulls. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it beautiful? Was it ugly? And what do you want to see come out of this for our next step, which is training camp and preseason? So without further ado, let us get started. I want to talk about just the overall growth of the team from when we first played to our last game. Now, sure, the level of the opposition is different. I mean, when you're looking at Toronto, they kind of, they destroyed us. And then when you're looking at the Bucks and you're looking at the Jazz, maybe the competition level there isn't as good. I don't necessarily know for sure. But what I do know is, as a team, no matter who we faced, we played better every single game. And that is where I really value the Chicago Bulls and the growth and development. From the offense, of just how poor the offense was against the Toronto Raptors. 72 points in that game. It was a disaster. It was one of the worst watches I've seen. To the last game we had against the Jazz, where we're seeing Kamawara get 20 and 10, and we're seeing Javon Freeman-Liberty play well, and we didn't even get to see Bazelas and Asenge or Lachlan Aldridge in those games either, but we got to see development of the team's game in of itself is a phenomenal sight to see. It was beautiful. And I give full value and respect to the coaching staff there, Billy Donovan II and everybody else there, as well as the players for taking it seriously. Because there are many players that probably didn't take the Summer League seriously, or maybe there's many people in general that don't take the Summer League seriously. But what you have to understand about the Summer League is that it's an opportunity for a lot of guys. So overall growth and development from the first game to the last game, in my opinion, is a very big deal for preseason contracts and two-way contracts and European contracts and getting these guys paid. So it's very important that there was development there for those guys. And I think that's exactly what we saw. Now let's take a look deeper into the players themselves. We got to see what potentially Matas Bazelas could look like as a first option. For the 2 games, I think he played 2 games, that we saw him play, he was the number 1 option. We saw one game where he had 17 points. It was like 4 from 13, but he got to the line, and he was one of the only players that contributed in what was a really disastrous game against the Raptors. And then you saw a game where he had 28 points. Well, it was a 10 from 13 from the free throw line. Ridiculously good efficiency. Clearly the best player. Highlight plays. And you saw how good he could be as a number 1 option. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate to the NBA level. I don't want you to mistake my words here when I say that. But it's a glimpse. And that's all you need in the Summer League. Just a glimpse of what things could potentially be if the opportunity is presented to him. And we know with Matas Bazelas, he is at least projected to be a key guy for the Bulls next season. His role might have to be changed. He might have to step up in ways that maybe in the first season you wouldn't have expected. So the second season could be a very big one for him. And I want guys to understand that. So sure, the Summer League experience for him was up and down. And we saw glimpses of what it could be and how positive it could be. But, we shouldn't take it, I guess, as 100% merit he's going to be a first option for the Chicago Bulls or anything like that. But his role could definitely change. He could be a very big vocal point. And the Summer League might just prove that for us. Talk about Summer League, we're talking about players that we haven't seen very much of. Noah Asenge is the next player I want to talk about. What an up and down experience with Noah Asenge. First and foremost, there are already reporters and analysts just having a go at the Chicago Bulls for selecting this player, saying it's a really bad pick. Absolutely. The first thing I saw when I looked at Chicago Bulls news was reporters writing an article about how bad the pick was. It was the first article that showed up. We're talking about the Summer League, man. We're talking about the Summer League and our first experiences of these players. How are you going to say a player is bad or good in a summer league? And he wasn't even that bad. Like, what on earth are people thinking if you think Noah Asenge was bad in the summer league? He had one really average game, really bad game. And yes, he got posterized in one game, and it's a meme, one of the worst posters I've ever seen. And again, the fact that they even have that camera angle is ridiculous, and it's meme worthy. I get that. But to say one bad posterizer and one bad game means that this player is going to be a bust, you're out of your freaking mind. Sorry. I don't usually swear, if that's even a swear, but you're out of your mind if you think that that is going to ruin a player or say he's a bust because of that. Are you serious, man? Noah Asenge was fine in the summer league. In fact, I enjoyed what he did. Defensively, I know he has to get stronger, but the length that he plays at, 6'10", and the wingspan at a small forward, that could be dangerous for a lot of teams, including the Chicago Bulls, who are so desperate for more size. He could be a very valuable asset in that regard. He was making threes, which is something we had big questions about. Can he come into, I guess, the Chicago Bulls and make threes, knowing that his percentages as a pro a few seasons ago, last season, they weren't that great. He wasn't a great three-point shooter. So he's coming in and he's kind of answering those questions as well. He could knock down the three ball. And he even made the right plays. He made some good plays around the rim. It was a good summer league for him. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I can't believe we're even having this discussion. I know I dragged a negative into this, and I'm sorry, but I just had to address that. Noah Asenge was fine in the summer league, and we saw some good glimpses for him. We'll see what he does in the G League and off the bench for the Chicago Bulls in the near future. Lachlan Aldridge at the center position. I mean, we know he's gonna need a lot of work. We saw glimpses of him shooting threes and training and whatnot, but other than that, made the right plays, did some good things in the summer league, was very much kind of a glue guy more than anything. Someone that did the right things pretty much all the time, and he got rewarded for it more times than not. But yeah, definitely going to be a G League guy. Definitely going to be someone that can develop there as well. We'll see how he goes. He could be an interesting prospect down the line. I have a little bit more faith in him than I did Marko Simonovic at this point in time, just because I feel like his game is more NBA ready than Marko's was, even though Marko had a crazy potential on offense. But yeah, all in all, we'll see how things go in that standpoint. So there's a lot that we learned from the Summer League. Absolutely. No denying it. I'm so happy with the progression of the team. And now, what it means for the preseason is that there are a lot of guys that played well in the Summer League, even guys I haven't mentioned like Pereira. I think he had a very good Summer League. Young with 37 points. Crazy. Tied the franchise record in the Summer League. So there's a lot of guys we haven't mentioned yet, but that means that these guys are probably going to come in for the preseason, come in for the training camp. They've probably earned enough of a spot, and they've probably done enough to kind of focus on what's ahead. And you also got to mention with the Summer League, it's not just the Chicago Bulls players. Of course, there are 29 other Summer League teams. So we're going to be looking at everybody. And what's next is whoever's played well, whoever's earned their spot, let them come into training camp. Let them bust their ass for a two-way contract spot or a main contract spot, whatever's available at the time. Let them bust their ass for one. And if they haven't played well, there are a couple of guys that are on two-way contract spots as of now for the Bulls that I don't think had great summer leagues at all. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but still, like we've seen guys not have great summer leagues. Maybe you have to start making decisions. Maybe you have to really think about things in that regards. I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think about our summer league? Who should we be bringing on to training camp deals, preseason deals? Let me know. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.